You could say we're barely into 2025 and crypto is already breaking records left and right. Bitcoin just hit new all-time highs, institutional adoption is exploding, but here's the million-dollar question. Is 2025 actually shaping up to be the best year in cryptocurrency history? Welcome back to the Swapspace channel. Today we're taking a deep dive through crypto's wild journey from early days when Bitcoin was just worth pennies through the massive bull runs and devastating crashes to where we stand today. But first, make sure to drop us a like and hit the bell icon to be notified when our next video drops. Grab your drink and get some food and join me for this time-traveling experience into crypto history. Let's start at the very beginning. On January 3rd, 2009, you know who mined the first Bitcoin block. For over a year, Bitcoin had literally zero monetary value. And the first recorded Bitcoin transaction was in May 2010, when programmer Laszlo Haniec paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas, making each Bitcoin worth about $0.0025.
And it's, quote, the worst investment of all time.
Think about that for a second. Those pizzas are now worth over $1 billion at today's prices. You can watch a detailed breakdown on that very expensive pizza on our channel by clicking the link above. Now, the early adopters of Bitcoin were mostly cryptographers, libertarians, and tech enthusiasts who believed in the revolutionary potential of decentralized money. They weren't thinking about getting rich, they were thinking about changing the world's financial system forever. And that's exactly what happened, just not in the way anyone expected. Bitcoin's first real price explosion came in 2011, when it rocketed from $1 to $32 in just a few months. The mainstream media started paying attention, calling it everything from digital gold to fake internet money.
The media erasenator!
But then reality hit. By November 2011, Bitcoin had crashed back down to $2, a 94% drop that would make even most hardened crypto veterans sweat. Many people declared Bitcoin dead, the first of what would become hundreds of Bitcoin obituaries over the years. This boom-bust cycle taught the cryptocurrency community its first major lesson. Extreme volatility was going to be a part of the journey, but something interesting happened during that crash. The technology kept improving, developers kept building, and the network kept growing. This pattern would repeat over and over. Massive price increases followed by devastating crashes, but each cycle left the ecosystem stronger and more mature than before. By 2013, Bitcoin was gaining serious momentum. The price climbed from $13 at the start of the year to over $1,000 by December, but the crypto ecosystem was still incredibly primitive and dangerous. Most people were storing their Bitcoin on exchanges, particularly Mt. Gox, which at one point handled over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions. The exchange was run out of a small office in Tokyo by a handful of people who were completely unprepared for the responsibility they held. In February 2014, Mt. Gox collapsed spectacularly. Hackers had been slowly draining the exchange for years, stealing over 850,000 Bitcoin worth about $450 million at the time, but over $85 billion in today's prices. Thousands of people lost their savings overnight. Fast forward to 2017, and crypto was experiencing its most insane bull run yet. But this time, it wasn't just about Bitcoin. Ethereum had launched in 2015, introducing smart contracts and opening up entirely new possibilities for blockchain technology.
A new beginning.
Suddenly, anyone could create their own cryptocurrency through initial coin offerings. Projects were raising millions of dollars with nothing more than a white paper and a promise. We saw coins with names like Dogecoin originally created as a joke, and Shiba Inu reaching billion-dollar valuations. The numbers were absolutely mind-boggling. Bitcoin went from $1,000 to nearly $20,000 in a single year. Ethereum exploded from $8 to over $1,400. The total crypto market cap grew from $18 billion to over $800 billion. Watch our video on some of the wildest scams from the ICO era on our channel by clicking the link above. Now, 2018 was brutal. Bitcoin crashed from nearly $20,000 to under $3,200, an 84% drop. Most altcoins fell even harder, with some losing 95% or more of their value. And the total crypto market cap collapsed from $800 billion to under $100 billion. The mainstream media declared crypto dead once again. Bitcoin is worthless, they said. It was all just a bubble, they claimed. Many people who bought at the peak lost everything and swore off crypto forever.
Okay, never again.
Never again.
And during this crypto winter, some of the most important developments in blockchain history were happening. Developers were building the infrastructure that would power the next bull run. DeFi protocols were being created, NFT technology was being developed, and layer 2 scaling solutions were being tested. And the people who understood the technology knew that the price crash didn't change the fundamental value proposition of decentralized programmable money. Then came 2020, and everything changed. The COVID-19 pandemic led to unprecedented money printing by central banks around the world. Inflation fears were rising, and traditional safe havens like bonds were offering negative real returns. Suddenly, Bitcoin's narrative as digital gold and a hedge against currency debasement started making sense to institutional investors. Companies like MicroStrategy began putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. PayPal announced it would allow users to buy and sell crypto. Even traditional banks started offering crypto services. The 2020-2021 bull run was different from previous cycles. This time, it wasn't just retail investors and speculators driving up the price. Institutional money was flooding in. Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Major corporations were accepting crypto payments, and countries like El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender. Bitcoin reached a new all-time high of nearly $69,000, and Ethereum hit over $4,800. The total crypto market cap exceeded $3 trillion for the first time in history. But more importantly, the infrastructure had matured dramatically. Regulated exchanges like Coinbase went public, custody solutions for institutions were developed, and the technology was no longer experimental, it was becoming mainstream financial infrastructure. Now, when we compare 2025 to previous crypto cycles, several key differences stand out. The 2017 bull run was driven primarily by retail speculation and ICO mania. Most projects had no real utility, and the infrastructure was primitive. When the bubble burst, it took years to recover because there wasn't enough fundamental value to support the prices.
And that year was insane!
The 2020 to 2021 cycle was driven by institutional adoption and microeconomic factors. The infrastructure had matured significantly, and there were real use cases emerging. The correction was less severe and the recovery was faster because there was more fundamental value underlying the market.
All right, that went well. That went really well.
The potential 2025 cycle could be driven by mainstream adoption and regulatory clarity. We now have mature infrastructure, clear use cases, and institutional-grade custody and trading solutions. And if this cycle plays out as many expect, the recovery from any eventual correction could be even faster because the fundamental adoption will be even stronger. So, is 2025 shaping up to be the best year for crypto ever? The evidence is certainly compelling. We have more institutional adoption than ever before, and the technology is more mature and useful than it's ever been. Regulatory clarity is improving globally, and macroeconomic conditions favor scarce, decentralized assets. Of course, crypto remains volatile and unpredictable. We could see major corrections, regulatory setbacks, or technical challenges that derail this thesis, but long-term trajectory seems clear. Crypto is here to stay, and it's going to play an increasingly important role in the global financial system.
I got women everywhere excited about investing in crypto.
Whether 2025 ends up being the best year ever will depend on your definition of success. If you measure success by price appreciation alone, we'll have to wait and see. But if you measure success by adoption, utility, and progression towards crypto's original vision of decentralized money, then 2025 is already looking pretty special. But what do you think? Share your thoughts below in the comment section, and thanks for watching the video.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
As always, stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you next week.